Hi there, my name is Aaron Short. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And it looks like we have an imposter today. We'll go and find out who that is shortly. But whoever it is, I hope you've been good this year and not bought too many guitars this year. Is that you? Let us know in the chat. It's only a few days to the holidays. I'm, as always, completely unprepared. I haven't written... I've written some cards so far. I haven't bought all my gifts. The Soundhole Sniffer sticker is still lost in the mail to Maury. Let's hope he gets that before the holidays. I'm not sure, though. Maybe it'll be next year. We'll find out. But for now, let's jump over and see and say hi to our special guest today. Everyone, please welcome. This is Peter Gregg. Oh, no, it's Santa Claus.
I do wish. What's up, everybody? Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Not from the Christmas room in Miami, Florida.
Before everyone's wondering what we're talking about. Before we went live, I said to Maury, don't worry, if it doesn't work out, you can be a year-round Santa Claus impersonator. And he said, ho, ho, ho. And for a second, I thought, this is the real Santa Claus, everybody. We finally found him. And actually, if you're hoping for a Martin guitar for Christmas, he may well be Santa Claus, because he'll come down your chimney with an HT28. And it'll be covered in soot, and it'll be called a authentic HT28.
Aged.
28 aged, yes. How do you pay more for that? Maury, how you doing? I see you're in the Christmas spirit more than I am.
Well, this hat's kind of hot, so it's not going to stay on very long. But I'm doing okay. How are you?
Okay, I'm good. Actually, I can make up for this here. Look. Oh,
that's better.
Actually, that's actually not too far off today. It is kind of cold here. It's minus -0. It's freezing where I am, so that's not too far off. And look out, because if you've been bad this year, then Santa might come and say, ho, 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 what have you been doing this year? There's no guitars under your tree this year. Santa, we'll see you later on.
Yes.
All right, so what's this? Another 00 guitar. What's with the sudden upsurge of 00 Martins?
That's a good question. It's really the luck of the draw. Our inventory is always changing, as you know, and for whatever reason, we've had some single O's, some double O's, and it's just one of those times of the year where these will be here for a little bit, and then it'll be a long time until we get any more. And I couldn't resist asking you if we can do 0028 today because of last week's huge popularity. Anytime you put something good out there and good content on YouTube with mahogany, you've got to follow it up with something even better in rosewood, is what I say.
I mean, I think it's worked out really well that we did mahogany last week and then rosewood this week. And now I'm thinking someone's going to ask us to compare the two. Do you still have the mahogany one?
I don't know. I can check, but I don't have it right here.
So that could be a good video for you to post later, comparing the two back to back. Although, you know, we've done many comparisons. I'm sure the comparisons will be similar between them. It's mahogany versus rosewood again, isn't it?
Yep.
But I feel like we're going to have a very similar conversation to last week. But before we get into that, I have some news. So you'll see down below the video, the Soundhole Sniffer merchandise is now on the screen. It's really, really cool.
Ooh.
So I don't know if you've noticed that yet, Maury, but maybe not because I didn't post any videos this week. But when you open the app now on the screen, I'll just show you my phone if it'll focus. You see, it actually shows you the product right there.
Nice.
So, and there's only one there right now. Eventually there'll be more. Maybe everything will be there. I'm not sure yet, but you get that thing there and you can click on it. For some reason, and I have to contact them about this, it says view on Teespring, and when you tap that, nothing happens. So that's a bit of an anticlimax. But at least people watching the channel can see the merchandise on the screen now, and maybe that'll encourage them to purchase it.
Nice.
Big shout out to Phil McKnight, who wore the Soundhole Sniffer shirt again last Friday.
Yeah.
So cool. So
Very
cool. So that's my news of the week. What's your news of the week, Maury? Anything major happened over there in Coaldale?
Well, I got excited when you wanted to talk about news, but nothing ever major happens in Coaldale, so no.
That's why you like it, right?
That's why I live here.
First today was Roeth. Hello, David, Jim, Maury, Aaron, and everyone else joining the chat. Happy holidays. Roeth, I'm so glad you're here today. Please tell us as much as you want about the 00 body, because a lot of us are not familiar with that body shape. So tell us again why you like it and why it suits you so well. David Belcher, hi Roeth and Jim, happy holidays to you as well. David was just just beaten by Roeth there for first comment of the week. But I want to say a huge thank you to David Belcher. He sent me a Christmas card, and I really, really appreciate it. David has been a huge supporter of the channel this year, and it means a lot to me. And the card was a really nice touch. So thank you, David, and happy holidays to you and yours.
Thank you.
Robert says, I wonder if this would be a good compliment to my beloved 0018V. So there's a good question. And I'll put this to the chat as well. If you own a certain body shape, do you go looking for the same body shape, or do you go looking for a different body shape? For example, let's say you have a 0018V. Is your next choice going to be an OM28, or do you want to stick to that same, or even an HD, or do you want to stick to that same body shape? I'm interested in what people think. Maury just keeps the OM all the time, so I can't ask him. Well, then again, he gets to play every body shape every day, so it's a bit different there. Mark Johnson says, hi, Aaron and Maury, and all in the chat from Bristol, Virginia. How you doing, Mark? Jim says, hi, Roeth and David. Marco, I still haven't watched that DVD, Marco. It's on my table right here. That'll be a Christmas watch of the Oasis documentary. I do have it, though, which is great. How you doing, Marco? Steve says, howdy, folks. Looking forward to this. Good to see you, Steve. I'm looking forward to it, too. David says, how can you buy too many guitars? When you're standing like this and you can't move, is that too many, or is that just enough to keep you warm at night? I don't know.
Almost
There's
enough.
Always two ways to look at things. Jack Wickwire, hi everyone. How long before we have a virtual reality tour of Maury's music? Well, that's going to be the thing, isn't it? Who would think we'd be doing this right now? So can you imagine in 20 years from now? Well, will we still be doing this in 20 years? I don't know.
Not.
I'm glad you said it and I didn't have to.
I want to be on a beach.
He'll be on a beach with his OM28V, and maybe I'll still be here in virtual reality talking about, is this pickup better than this pickup? Let's decide.
Well, Jack,
In
Aaron
VR.
can answer this question with me. I mean, if we did a virtual reality tour of this store, it wouldn't take an hour, and it wouldn't be anything to look at. It's just so small. Maybe that's a good idea for when the new store opens up. Maybe that will be a cool, like, I could borrow Aaron's helmet cam like he does unboxing videos with, and I can run around the big store and show you all the cool stuff. But Jack's been in my store more than a few times, so this, maybe that's something to look forward to.
I just saw the guys walking around Manhattan with the camera on their head. They get hundreds of thousands of views. And I'm thinking, what am I doing? I could just walk around where I live and get...
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would get those views too, but I've been thinking about doing some other channels, like And then that could fund what I really want to talk about, which is guitars, So watch out for more channels coming next year. Robert says, I exercise self-control. Don't know how he does that. And only bought one guitar this year. Wow, only one? You mean one per day, right? Not one this year.
Read
Please
the rest of
clarify.
the sentence, though.
Oh, but the year isn't over yet. And Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oops.
Oh, I thought it was Santa.
Pardon me.
That was Santa's
Pardon me,
iPhone.
Santa. This iPhone update, and I forget how to do not disturb isn't as quick and easy as it used to be. I'm sorry.
Steve Denny, Merry Christmas to you too. Jim, 3 Guitar Doctor just posted in his blog a customer's 1984 Martin D35 20th anniversary Dreadnought guitar. The label has a real signature from CF Martin III. Has to be seen to be believed. Steve Denny, Double-O's are awesome guitars. Yeah, you just don't hear them talked about very often. Sorry I'm late. The liquor store was out of Gentleman Jack. Sorry to hear that, Mark. My condolences. Eric says, Aaron, have you guys ever done a show on the OM21? Was trying to find one but couldn't. Yeah, we have. We've compared it to the OM28 as well. And I used to own the OM21, the OMC21. That was kind of a cool guitar. But I don't know. I think with the OMs, I like the non-cutaways. But hey, Lawrence Juba plays a cutaway OM. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. Robert says, that's weird. I saw David as first in the chat. Oh, spooky things are going on. On my screen, the first person is Roeth. Congrats, Roeth. Jim, does the backpacker get into the potential body shape mix? I've been watching Justin Hawkins from The Darkness. Remember that band, The Darkness? I Believe in a Thing Called Love. He has a show now. He has a blog now, a vlog now. And he starts everyone with a backpacker. Every episode starts with him and his backpacker. He sings like the little hook of his show. So I'm thinking, Maury, brace yourself. I think he's going to bring them back. Oh, he's in the UK, but I think as his show is worldwide, I think he might bring the backpacker back into popularity, and he might be selling a lot of backpackers and also custom back. Can I order a custom backpacker from Martin?
No.
Can I do it as a joke? April the 1st. I want a Brazilian backpacker. It's the only Brazilian I can afford.
Yeah.
Oh, David was in the chat 1 hour before the show started. But is that cheating? Is that cheating, or was he there the whole time patiently waiting? We need to know. We need video evidence, David. Vic G says hi to everybody. Real Ting says Maury Christmas. Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Why didn't I think of that?
He's going to use that on Thursday. Watch out. Hi, everyone. Oh. Maury Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
That's 2 years away.
Maury Christmas. That's a great one. Rowan says the 00 is extremely comfortable for me. So that's what the guitar is there. Maury has. It's the 00. It's the 28 this week, not the 18 from last week. But I'm only 5'7", says Rowath. To me, it sounds more balanced than the 000. I heard more bass treble in the 000, more mids in the 00, which is what I prefer. And Rowath plays pretty much exclusively fingerstyle, I believe. So I can understand why that would suit you. Eric says, I bought the 0018 a couple of weeks ago, but debating returning it. It's a great guitar, but I seem to be struggling with it for some reason. I play my CEO 7 and I play great, but not so much on the 18. That's interesting. I mean, those body shapes are quite similar. I would say, Eric, check out the action. Is it the action you're referring to? If the CEO 7 is set up really nice and low and plays like butter with no buzzing, and your 0018 has a bit of a higher saddle, then just have that brought down. They should play the same. If it's the body shape, though, that's a different thing. But the CEO 7 and the 0018 are... Well, the CEO 7's a little bit smaller, right, Maury? Remind me.
A little bit. Maybe the neck is a comfortable thing for him, too.
Ah, yes. Maybe you're referring to the neck. You prefer that V-neck, Eric. Interesting stuff. Roa says, plus it's a bit more responsive than the 000, so it's good for my light touch. I may go even smaller than 00.
Ooh.
I did see one of those. I'm going to say it again. Every week, there was a John Mayer even smaller body limited guitar, right? And I saw that, and then after that, the other week surfing, which I must stop surfing so much. I saw the Turs guitar. They're kind of cool too. I wouldn't mind one of those Turs. But they don't make those. They're not standard, are they? So if you wanted a Turs, Maury, would you have to buy one of the original ones or reissues, or could you go to the custom shop and say I want a Turs guitar?
They would make a dovetail Turs guitar for you in the custom shop. That's right.
There you go, Roeth. That's the one. Get it in red and green. Chalarism, greetings from sunny but chilly North Georgia. 46% humidity in my house. I really only have room for 4 guitars, according to my wife. So I guess I'll have to sell one before I buy another.
What does she know?
Remember, Maury, you only have one. Let's be fair here. No, you have 2. You have the Woodstock guitar.
Wife. You only have one wife too.
He has 2, but he has a guitar store. So yeah, make of that what you will. Eric, maybe neck and string spacing on CEO is better for you. Very different to standard 0018. Yeah, I'd love to know what it is, Eric. I'd love to figure that out. Oh, what would be the ETA on a custom CEO 7?
10 months.
10 months. Yep. I'd be excited there. 10 months for a custom CEO 7. That's pretty cool, actually. Barry Johnson, good to see you. Ho, 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 Maury. Christmas guy. Oh, he said it too. Ho, ho, ho.
Thumb, Gary.
Maury Christmas, guys. Maury Christmas. And a Happy New Year. This is a tribute to my 0028 I mentioned last stream, right? Great guitar. Yep, we're doing it just for you. Just for you. Andora's Revenge. Thank you for being here. Eric says, I think it's the neck, like Maury said. Maybe the short scale with the new Martin neck is messing me up. My HD28 is fine. Thanks for the help. Interesting. And Old says, hi, Aaron, Santa, and everybody. If you hear some noise, we're having some work done in the kitchen, so do forgive me. Let's get started though. So so I can mute myself, let's start with some playing this week. Give it to you, Maury.
Tell Joan be careful with that drill.
Maury, you remind me more of what's that movie? Bad Santa? You remind me more of that Santa Claus.
Wow. Oh my God.
Next time you play with that hat on, you got to smile the whole way through, okay? Actually, that's
Sad
a good
Santa.
movie. No, Bad Santa with what's his name?
It's a great movie.
He's a musician. That's a great movie. I want to watch that again.
Am I allowed to quote that movie on this channel, or is that too
No.
PG-13?
No, it's all swearing. I like these lights. This is great. I wasn't even planning on a holiday special this week. This is great. Let's see what we're saying. I like the longer playing section too, because it gives me time to do stuff, and we get to hear the guitar more. It's good. We'll keep that. And the playing's pretty good too, Maury. Good job. Greetings all from our good friend Marshall. Eric says, I think so, Roeth. Thanks, man. Jim says, for some reason, the 0028 body looks wider than 0018. Maybe it's the white trim giving that effect. I thought that too. It's like a very slightly smaller OM28. But, yeah, I do see what you mean. The back on this guitar is fantastic. I'll show you a close-up picture in a second. One of the best backs I've ever seen. That's what they usually say to me. You got the best back I've ever seen. Which part of my body's the best? Your back. Jim McCurry, for some reason... Oh, no. Oh, it's Maury. Looks like he's in a snow globe. What do you mean? This is very festive, isn't it? We can't get much more festive. Maybe if I was dressed as an elf and maybe done the green... We should do the green screen sometime. Just go completely off the rails. This is incredibly
late.
festive. This looks great. This is the best looking show we've ever done. Maybe we should do this show every week, like Peter Gregg. Jim McCurry. Oh, no. Kookie. Oh, Kookie, how you doing? Good to see you. He says, Roworth, hi, I could use more bass and treble, but the 0018V never existed, and I'm not a fan of Audi. You mean Addy, right? Does the snow raise the humidity in your store, Maury? Now, hang on, is this a serious... I never know on text. So is this a serious question about the snow, the incoming snow, or is this a question about the digital snow that we just put on the screen? Please confirm. Chalarism says, oh. Kookie, sounds like you'd have to go custom for that. I'm not a huge fan of Addy either. Interesting. Well, Addy is on the CEO 7, right?
Yep.
Is that cooked or not? Is that VTS or not?
No.
Right. I like Addy. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of VTS, but I like Addy whenever I've heard it, but I've never owned one. But it's interesting because I did own the CEO 7, but it's not VTS. That's pretty cool. Mark Diva says it is VTS. What, this one? I'm confused now. Forgive me. This guitar is not. So I was going to quickly go over the specs of this guitar, but basically we've covered the OM28 so much. Is it safe to say, Maury, this is an OM28 with that 00 body? That's the only difference.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just really just that. You can really look at the OM28, except for viewers who don't know what that's really made of. They are extremely similar on purpose. This being a little bit smaller, it's the same depth, but it's a little bit smaller in body length and body width, lower bout and upper bout. If you put this up against the back of an OM28 and looked at it from the front, you would hold this in front of it, you'd still see some of the OM28, but it's the same standard series construction with Sitka over East Indian and scallop bracing but this is short scale, so almost.
Let me jump to the specs. Like I said, I won't dwell on them too much because I'm sure everyone here has seen all the shows and knows the specs off by heart, right, everybody? You've been doing your homework, right? Yes, I know you have. Let's see, and let me know in the chat if anyone's getting any guitars for Christmas. That's a good thing. You should do hashtag guitars for Christmas, Maury. Start a new movement there. You can have that one. You can have that one. I'll give it to you. All right. This is it here. This is the Martin website. It comes with these strings, which is the Authentic Acoustic Lifespan 2.0. Very Apple-esque. I like these. I just got more of these in. And these are the features. So again, it's everything we expect to see from an OM28. I'll go very quickly over them because you can access these on the Martin website if you want to. Okay, you don't need to see this. I'll just bring this over here. So that's the main difference you're going to see, the body size, the 00 14 fret, 00 body. Okay, so we've got a dovetail neck joint, X bracing, scallop bracing, Sitka spruce on top, East Indian rosewood back and sides, gloss top, gloss back and sides, 24.9 scale length, 1 3/4 inch at the nut, a modified low oval. Some love it, some hate it. Neck taper, high performance taper. Electronics are not in here. Maury does do optional electronic installs. Top color is aging toner, which I love. I love all these features. We know that's no secret. Antique white binding, bold herringbone, pickguard is tortoise, rosette is multi-stripe, and a drop-in saddle. So the saddle is bone because there's no electronics. If there's electronics, it'll usually be tusk, but there's no electronics, so it's always bone, pretty much. Bracing is Sitka spruce. Brace size is 1/4 inch bracing. Yeah. So really standard, really close to, or exactly the same as the OM28. It's just, do you want the OM28 or do you want this slightly smaller body? And I don't know the answer to that. That's why I'm just asking the chat every week now on these videos. Which one would you get is the question I have to ask. Which one
really
would you
more
get?
apropos to say this is a small 0028 because the scale length's the same.
Oh, this is short scale?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. So I take that back.
So it's very, 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 it's basically a mini 0028. But you weren't wrong to say OM28 for a lot of the other reasons too.
So yeah, no, that's a better explanation. I mean, OM28 and 0028 are the same specs, apart from the scale length but this one is yeah, the best thing to say about this is it's the same as a 0028, but with an even smaller body. So it's short scale. Okay, yeah, okay, my bad.
Or you could say it's like a 0018 built with the correct back and sides.
0018 with East Indian Rosewood back and sides. So again, my question to the chat is, which one would you get? And for the longest time, my radar has just been OM28. I mean, of course, the 0018 is always talked about, but the 00, I don't know. It's never really been on my radar. And yet, Kooky, who I know really well, and Roeth, who's been in the chat from the beginning, both have that model. It clearly is a popular model, but I never really hear people talk about it. So let's just ask that question to the chat. If you were buying one today, which one would you get? Would you get the OM, the 000, or the 00? Good questions to ask. Yes, it's definitely personal preference, and that's why I want to ask the chat that question. So Kooky says, does the CEO 7 have a mod V neck? I believe it does. Is your HD28 pre-imagined series? Good questions, because specs have changed over the years. So the reimagined series now is different specs to what it was before that. So to really get an idea of what it is you like and don't like, it'd be good to know exactly what the models are. And the CEO 7 does come with a mod V-neck, right, Maury?
Yep.
Yeah. The only way to get around that is to order a custom. Robert says your finger picking sounds lovely on that 00.
Well, thank you.
And he's not biased at all. Eric says, yeah, it has the mod V 28. HD28 is new reimagined series. Okay, we got the info there. Cool stuff. Kooky says, Roeth custom is nearly impossible for me. It would take 2 years. I might end up with a neck reset due to high humidity where I live. You have to dehumidify, not humidify. Interesting. So it's not the neck shape, says Kooky. Oh, there we go. Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah. I like that movie. All right. Andora's Revenge says, what is Maury's guitar he plays with the other guy? The other guy? He has a name. That's Clayton from Martin Guitar, Andora's Revenge. I'm just kidding. What is Maury's guitar he plays with the other guy on the Martin music stream, OM sized, worn by Soundhole? It is Maury's personal OM28V.
Yes, it is.
And he's going to show it to you now, because this is the most authentic Martin you'll ever see. I think Martin Guitar called Maury to say, when we're aging our guitars artificially, we're going to use yours as the foundation for that process. Is that right, Maury?
Ooh, I hope not.
Look at that thing. The broken sound hole, the worn down round the sound hole there. Look at that. Close up. You need a pick guard all the way around that thing.
I do.
Are there any other, like, on the back and sides? Is there any damage there? Or is it all around the sound hole? Are you a sound hole abuser? Oh, there we go. There's a few. Have you got any stories about those? What, those things?
No, I don't know where these started. I never looked at the back. I don't know. There probably are stories, but nobody told me.
Every ding tells a story.
There's another
There we
one.
go. There's another one that he'll remember today. Yeah, that is an OM28V, Andora's Revenge. And he did make a custom version of it. And I think he sold that one. But yeah, that's basically an OM with a lot of playtime and a lot of signatures and autographs in the sound hole.
That's right.
And I bet those signatures sound just great.
They do.
Eric says it's weird the 0018 sounds great and is comfortable, but just can't seem to get into it. I mean, sometimes you just don't bond with a guitar, Eric. It happens. Like I said, for me, it's always the action. I'd put fresh strings on, make sure the action is good. If you're not sure, have it set up by someone who's really good. Give it another chance and then make a decision. Maury, what is the guitar on the back of the rack? Sides look reddish. He's implying you've got a Gibson, a secret Gibson back there.
Ooh,
That's what he's always implying that.
he's probably a couple seconds behind us in the chat. That's the guitar I just showed, my OM28V.
Hey, Jazza, good to see you. Merry Christmas. Billy Bob Thornton, yep. Digital snow. I know, even the snow is digital now. That's the way the world is going. Challerism. Oh, you meant the digital snow for humidity. Yeah, luckily the digital snow does not affect the humidity at Maury's music. So I was trying to raise that humidity there, but it's not or lower it. It's not working.
Nope.
There we go. I can't. Nothing I can do. Sorry. Mark Diva says yes, and Eric says my CEO 7 definitely sounds great. It's about 6 years old, so it's opened up.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that phrase "opening up." What do you think about that? I always thought it was a bit of a thing, you know. But I was actually thinking the other day, because I've had a couple of guitars that were like 10 years old, but not played very much, but 10 years old. I think the wood definitely improves with age. I do. And Chris Martin has been known to say, the day you buy the Martin from the factory. Oh, CMCG. Thank you so much for your super chat. Let me give you one of these. Really appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to leave it there because you're a good supporter. I don't care if it's blocking my head. This is my hat. Look.
That's better.
Yeah. So Chris Martin said one day when I was at the factory to a group of people, the day you walk out of the factory with your new Martin guitar is the worst it will ever sound. Ho, ho, ho. Yep. He didn't say that, but he said the first part. Mark Diva says, thank you. Mark, are you new here? Good to see you. When are you doing some authentics? Well, funny you should ask that, because I'm looking for an authentic myself, but I don't think Maury has any coming in. Do you still have the D18 authentic aged?
I do have that one here, but we don't have anything else coming in anytime really soon. They're pretty far off in the distance, honestly.
I saw a D28 authentic aged the other day, and it said 1 of 50, implying it was limited edition. So a question I meant to ask you, maybe if you don't know, Maury, maybe the chat will know. With the authentic aged, was that a limited run, or is that an ongoing thing?
I really thought it was ongoing, unless they're talking about some specific offshoot of that model that's not just called that. But I don't remember them putting a cap on the number of authentic aged when the ordering process started. Maybe they have since. Or
maybe they started out as a limited run and then became a longer run. Does that ever happen?
That happens sometimes too. I don't think that's the case here, but that does happen.
Yeah. So Eric says, sorry, didn't mean to hijack the thread with non-related info for the 0028. Oh, don't worry, Eric. I'd rather talk about the authentics, so that's fine. Anytime. No, we want to focus on the guitar of the week, but we're also happy to talk about other guitars too, because we love all guitars. Just got a new D18 standard. There we go. Congratulations. And Chazza says, I do want my third guitar, but not sure what type it is. So what do you have right now? Do you have an electric, an acoustic? Don't worry about a bass. No one needs a bass. Or a 12-string, or a banjo, or a ukulele. Just kidding. No, get a ukulele. That's cool. But what other guitars do you have now? That kind of goes into what I was saying earlier. So if Chazza has a electric guitar now, or say a Les Paul and a Strat, would the next one, would she get a acoustic next or another electric? I guess that depends on the style you like to play, right?
Yeah.
There are some guitarists on YouTube, like electric guitarists that have YouTube channels that don't own any acoustics. Can you believe that? What's that all about? Good, Dr. McFarlane's here. Merry Christmas, folks. Good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well down south. Are you still in Nashville? And they've been working on the new studio. Marshall says, I got my Christmas guitar at 0018 last March. Right, Maury?
You are right, Marshall, and it sounds great in your hands.
I think that was your March guitar, and you're now due for your Christmas guitar, which could be this very guitar, Marshall. There's still time.
Good point. Very good point.
Does the 0028 have an amber tone option? Good question.
Not as a catalog model, but you can do it from the custom shop.
Ah. Maybe they should rename it Snowdale, Pennsylvania.
Wow. Maury Christmas from Snowdale, PA. This is getting good.
I was thinking, I'm a very negative person, Jax. When I was thinking of Coaldale, I was thinking of lump of coal, like you've been bad all year and you'll get a lump of coal in your stocking. So you're obviously much more of a positive person when you think of Snowdale, and I think of Coaldale, Pennsylvania. Mark says 0028 is more versatile. Okay, what do you think of that, Maury? The 0028 is more versatile than the 0028.
I do think so, and I want to ask the guys in the chat while we're talking about this. When I think of versatile, and I'm one of those players that plays probably a half and half mix of heavy strumming and fingerstyle. When I'm playing fingerstyle, I don't feel that I have a lot of heavy attacks, so maybe medium fingerstyle and heavy strumming. If I can find a guitar that can do both, I find it more versatile. And if I find a guitar that's very similar to that but doesn't strum as well, I find that less versatile. So what I'm really calling the criteria for that question, can it strum and play fingerstyle well? And ironically, I think there are more guitars in the Martin lineup that I know of that can both strum and play fingerstyle, and the guitars where the strength is in strumming, fingerstyle doesn't suffer as much compared to those guitars that really, really excel at fingerstyle. Sometimes they don't strum as well. So I think it's easier for a Martin guitar to be finger-picked and sound okay regardless of its size. It's when you really put some heavy attack in the strumming, I think some of the Martins can be deficient there. So I think I would definitely say the Triple O is more versatile. I think the OM is more versatile than that, and I think you could almost say the D28 is more versatile than all three of them. I'd love to know Aaron's point of view as well. I can play fingerstyle and strum a D28. If I keep playing those styles and go down in size, by the time I get to a 0028, only the fingerstyle seems strong, and the strumming compared to those, only in comparison, I think that's where the strumming is going to be deficient. That's entirely personal, but that's sort of what I think about when I'm comparing guitars and I want versatility, and I don't always want versatility. That's important too.
What a great question. What is the most versatile acoustic guitar body shape? So Martin would probably tell you it's the M, right? The M is like that in-betweener, right?
Maybe.
It's kind of
J.
Yeah. It's kind of said that. Well, I would say J. I would say the J and the Dreadnought more towards strumming. Again, this is what you read a lot online and what people say. And the OM, the Triple O, the O, the Double O, more for the fingerstyle. And then the in-betweeners like the GPC and the M for a bit of everything, right down the middle. But then it all goes wrong when you go out and you see those fingerstyle masters doing like incredible stuff on an HD28 or a D35, a huge guitar, and then you see people strumming and playing. Like I told you, I used to professionally gig a 3/4 size Maton. So where does that hold into that? Okay, it was always plugged in. But where does that hold up to that? Really, you can play whatever you want. This whole thing of this works better on this, I don't know if I really buy in. I mean, I guess physically, if I really strum hard on a D28, I think the D28 really strums well. If I strum hard on that with 13 gauge strings, yes, it holds up to that better than, say, the guitar you've got there. Especially if you went down to like 11s or 10s, of course. It's a lot of physics, right? But you can, at the end of the day, you can do anything on anything. A lot of it's to do with the setup and the strings and the way you play. That's another great question for the chat. Let's just put that into the chat.
Yeah.
And that would actually be a great show just to talk about body shapes. I'm sure we've done it before, but a great talk about body shapes and what people prefer and why, and if there is like one that suits things, or if everyone's just completely different. That would be a whole episode in itself. But I mean, let me think about it. When I play the guitars I have, I don't think I play them any differently. I think I play them all the same. They're just different sizes. I don't only play fingerstyle on the OM and only strum on the D28 or whatever. I don't do that. So,
but when you're actually criticizing a guitar for what it does, is it safe to say strumming and fingerstyle are the two things, or is there more?
Yeah, because that's mostly what I do.
Same here. I mean, I don't play a lot of leads, but I can certainly add that to the equation. If I did, or the players I play with that do, I can certainly make it known that if I was going to play a D28 versus a 0028, and I play heavy rhythm and fingerstyle, and then give it to the guy I play with in my band, Tim, he might play not quite as heavy on strumming, but very deliberate with leads. So single notes are important to him. That's I guess what I wonder out loud is what has to be accomplished on a guitar for it to be versatile. For me, it's strumming and fingerstyle. Maybe some players their attack on fingerstyle is so aggressive, maybe a guitar, maybe the guitar's got to work differently for them, and that's really it's actually pretty interesting if you think about it.
It's definitely the way you play, isn't it? If you're a heavy strummer, then that's different. You know, some people strum really heavy with a heavy pick, like I do, and some people strum very lightly with a light pick, or even their fingers. So a lot of this is to do with technique and the player, for sure, and what works for you. And also, let's not forget what's important is the looks as well, because I am incredibly vain. So let's take a look at this guitar, and it looks like this, and that is one of the best backs I've ever seen.
Ooh,
that is a great back, isn't it?
That's a nice picture.
Just that picture is excellent. I mean, that picture. Sometimes when you rotate the guitar, you can see different. Great, you know, it looks different, right? But that picture like that, it just looks incredible. I need to get some lessons in how to take pictures of guitars. Whenever I do it, they always have whenever I do it, they have the reflections in them. You know. I need to work on that. And the one on the left, yeah, again, that top looks really good. I can't see anything, any bears in that. No bears been clawing at that one lately.
Jeez.
We get things technically correct on this show. Don't go anywhere else for your information. No, seriously, it looks like a great top. Great, incredible back. So the sides there must be full of bear claw. Let's see the sides. Let's come back to Maury a bit.
Yeah.
Can we have a close-up? With the close-up cam? Very nice. It looks good. It really is, you know, all these guitars are so different. It really is like the luck of the draw. Having said that, maybe you like some bear claw in your guitars. Who am I to say that? I like it when it's very uniform. That looks cool. But I think the back is my favorite. Can you spin it around for me? I can't believe the back is that perfect as it is in that picture.
Well, now you're going to see reflections, but
that's a great piece of wood. Wow. Yep. That's a very good looking tree, that one. All right, so let's go back to the chat here. Let me bring myself back on here. Let's have a quick festivity. Snowman! Look out, the sun's coming out. Why are you melting? Oh. I am negative, aren't I? I need.
Does he melt?
Oh, he melted! Oh no!
Ouch.
I play both, prefer the 0018, says Eric. I'd like a 12 fret 00, says Jim. I've considered getting a Martin OM, but it wouldn't replace my lovely 0018V. But Roeth, how would you choose? You know, one is sure to be left out and cry in the corner. You have to give them both the same amount of time. How are you going to choose which one to play, Roeth? Marshall says 00 size guitars are highly prized by many knowledgeable guitarists like Steve Howe. Andora's Revenge says, sorry Clayton, my man, I was just kidding, Andora's Revenge. Jack Wickwire says, I have a 00, 000 and a J. 00 is my go-to and favourite. Wow.
Huh, interesting.
00 is popular. Maury needs a Soundhole Scratcher mug. No, he needs a Soundhole Destroyer mug with Darth Vader, with this guy on it. Many dings say the couch is not a proper stand. That's right. Always use a proper guitar. A proper. Ah, the plot thickens. Are you British then, Poo Ninja? Because isn't that a British thing to say? Proper. Do you ever say proper, Maury? You ever say that word? Okay, we're getting there. By 2030, I'll be able to identify who this Poo Ninja is, and we'll reveal it on my show. Marshall says Maury's OM28 is one of the best sounding guitars I've ever heard or played.
Oh, thank you.
So there's proof. There's proof that a guitar that worn will sound great. Jim Bakari, Martin should offer Maury an OM28 authentic aged version with the broken sound. I was a bit disappointed when Maury made a custom version of his guitar and it wasn't an exact replica. You know, it's like you can get the D28 authentic aged or non-aged. He went for the Maury's Music Custom non-aged. You should have called it that. They're not allowed to, but if I'd love to see one which is an actual complete recreation. That would be cool.
Okay. And
then make the video of you doing the work to it to look the same, and I bet you get a lot of views on that. Roa says sadly. Roa says there's a 2004 OM28V at Eldley, and I'm hoping to check out to see how I get along with it when I go to Michigan to visit family this week. So this time next week, Roeth may be the fellow owner of an OM28V, Maury. How do you feel about that?
3 words. 4 words. You will love it. Guaranteed. I had to count there for a second. I was told to be no math.
And if you say you'll love it, is that 3 words or is that still 4?
Thank you. That's better. Yeah. Contractions are your friend.
If only there was a teacher here to correct us. Mark Diva says, my 2015 D28 Authentic VTS has really opened up in the last year. I saw that too. Oh, look out. Sergio says, hi, how you doing, Sergio? Mark says, my D28 is wonderful. The Real Ting says, do you still have your Martin ukulele, Aaron? No, I don't anymore. I sold it. I kind of thought about getting another one. That's the ukulele that I took to the city to have a pickup installed, which I never gigged with anyway. And then they scratched the end of it. And I noticed that, I won't tell you who that was, but I noticed that the store does not have, they're no longer an authorized Martin repair center. So that's good, because they were mean. Actually, that was actually repaired by Martin. Don't repeat that. They were feeling good that day. But I don't have it anymore. I don't know how I feel about ukuleles. So me and the Real Ting here used to be in a duo, and we used to play ukulele sometimes. In fact, there's a video of us online playing a version of Roll With It by Oasis from years ago, from years and years and years before time. And that was a different ukulele, but I used to play that. Don't look it up now. We used to play ukulele, so I was really into them for a little while. And then lately I don't know. They did kind of explode as well, didn't they? Like everyone was playing ukulele covers for a while.
Yeah.
I think lately it's kind of died down, so maybe it'd be cool again. I don't know. They still make that one? The Is ukulele?
I don't think so.
I thought it was on display at NAMM, at Summer NAMM. So I don't know. I'm out of touch with ukuleles. So I have to get back into them eventually. That there is a market. There's actually a really cool store near me that only sells ukuleles. I should go down there sometime and do a video.
Yeah.
Pooh Ninja says everybody needs at least one acoustic. I agree. New studio starts in January with new baby coming. Oh. Congratulations, that is such great news. And congrats on the baby too. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Who's your buddy?
Just kidding. Congratulations on your new family member.
Congrats.
Perfect person. Jazza, I have decided now. I want an electric guitar. That was a quick decision, Jazza. In 5-10 minutes, we've already decided. I want an electric guitar or a ukulele. I have been begging for ukulele but never got it. Okay, there we go. Bring the ukulele back. Well put, Maury. I agree. I feel my 0028 is more versatile. I previously owned a 0028. Mark Diva, I just have a 2015 D28 Authentic VTS 1941 and a new D18 Standard. That's a nice pair. Works for me, he says. Now, tell me about that 1941, because I've been looking, and I played the 1937 Authentic. What's the difference between the 1937 and 1941 Authentic? Do they have the same neck? I'm asking the chat, not you, Maury. Or you know? Do you know?
I think the neck and the bracing are both different, but I forget how.
Okay. So let me know if the 1941 Authentic neck is thinner than the 37 neck. Thank you. This show has become me asking the chat. We've got so many knowledgeable people that come to this show now that it's become me asking the chat the questions. This is great.
That's good.
Rosalind, good to see you. D28 is very versatile and McCartney plays it upside down. Exactly. What's that all about? Rowan says, when I chose the 00, I wasn't even thinking about strumming. Aaron's right. I almost never strum. But when I do, it's a light strum and the 00 sounds fine to me. There you go. There you go. You got to start with the style you play, right, Maury? And how you play.
Entirely, yeah.
That's some seriously straight grain, says Roworth. It is. Fingerstyle, strumming, and flat picking. Well, there you go. So which guitar shape does all those things? Okay, Real Ting says, for those of us who sing while we play, The ability of the guitar to stay out of the way sonically when we sing is important too. Rosewood can help, but shape can matter if you're a strummer and plucker. So I'll put this to you, Real Ting. I do hear that a lot. People say, what guitar should I buy for my voice? Now, oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say in the room, that is an issue. I've never really thought about it myself. Actually, that'd be a great idea for a video, wouldn't it? Which guitar shape and woods would suit the voice better? That is a good idea. And then I was thinking, yeah, I don't think, oh, I'm sure someone's done it, but if they haven't, I'll do it. And then the thing is, I know you plug in like I do a lot. I'm thinking it doesn't really matter when you plug in because you can just EQ it anyway. So let me know what you think about that. But yeah, I never really thought, I've played so many different guitars. I've never ever thought, how does this fit with my voice? Because I sing when I play as well. I don't really play without singing much. I've never even thought about it. So maybe it's something I should think about, or maybe it's something that just hasn't really bothered me. Or maybe it's something that I'll now get completely obsessed about and won't be able to stop thinking about it.
Probably that.
Thanks, Real Ting. Appreciate it. Old says, I think OM is the best compromise of clarity for fingerstyle and resistance of clipping for strumming. Yeah, OM is certainly a good all-rounder.
He's right.
And he's not biased. Old says, grain looks awesome with the center inlay. I agree. Sergio's in quarantine. Sorry to hear that, Sergio. I need to decorate for another 12 days. Yes, the guitar would probably come in handy here. That's all I can say. Yep. That's why we need a guitar when we're stuck at home, definitely. Never let them see your face. What's that in reference to?
You want to discover who he is and where he's from, and he won't show.
Oh, yeah, very clever. Too late for me to do that now, isn't it? Old says, secret to Maury's guitar sound is how the air flows out of the sound hole and over the worn areas on the top. Yeah. That chip on your guitar, Maury, is all about the sound. How it makes the sound good. Danielle would like to see us demo a tenor guitar.
Ooh.
Olds. Oh, he's laughing at old or with olds. I do have one guitar that seems to be used for one style. I have a semi-hollow nylon string that I seem to have dedicated to fingerstyle. I was reading that the other day. Someone posted about the trigger guitar, and someone said it's so worn up because you're not supposed to play those kind of guitars with a heavy pick like Willie Nelson did. And that's why it got so beaten up over the years. Some of that is true.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. I want to show you the viewer's comment. Ding, ding, ding. Viewer's comment. Yes, I will try to get some real sound effects for next year. Check this out. Oh, so what's that, Maury? Can you tell us?
Ooh, that. Is that a 00 12-fret custom with, is that Alpine spruce?
How do you know? Did you sell this one?
I don't know, but it looks so white to me. Those strings look nylon too, so I changed my answer.
Oh, interesting. So I just got an email. I won't tell you what it says. I'm just going to tell you who sent this picture in. I'm such a tease, aren't I? I love it. This is from Dana M. Don't give out the last names. So Dana M. And this is a 0018 with an Engelmann spruce top.
Ooh.
And I'm quite familiar with Engelmann spruce tops because I just got one from Maury's Music. It's a custom Engelmann, but it's not this body shape. So yeah, I think that ties in really well with what we're talking about. All right, that's a custom Beautiful. that you could order.
Beautiful.
Yeah, custom 0018, and of course you've got the slot head tuners and everything. So that is a custom. That is something you could make and design for yourself. So thank you for your viewers' comment. Give you a round of applause for that. And invite everyone else to send us your possible holiday gifts. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a few guitars under the tree this weekend. So if there is, make sure you take some pictures for us and send them to sayhi@aaronshortmusic.com. All right. So, gonna get back to comments, but I want to hear some more playing on this guitar. Like I said, like we've said, the specs are very similar to other guitars we've looked at, and indeed last week's guitar. This is the Rosewood version. So let's have Maury show off what he thinks makes this guitar excel. No pressure.
The forecast calls for more snow, I think. See?
All right. I'm gonna show you what that email was I just got, because it's incredibly teasing. I was thinking about asking Santa for one of these after I watched the movie. Let's see if Maury can tell me what this guitar is. What is that guitar?
Is that the Rosewood Telly from Get Back?
Yeah. So that week after I watched the movie, I was like, I need one of those. But this guitar is actually, I'm not getting it by the way, but this guitar is actually £8.5. Doesn't make any sense to me, because these Rosewood Tellys are supposed to be chambered, so it can't be £8.5. That's really heavy. That's really heavy for a Telly. Right. But yeah, that is one of those Beatles guitars they used on Get Back. I haven't spoken about Get Back lately. I haven't even thought about it. One of those movies I have to watch kind of once a month to get myself into that mood. You know, it's so great. Have you watched it yet, Maury?
I haven't, but you're bringing up a good point. And speaking of a tease, I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but you're talking about being inspired and hoping to get something under the tree. Joan texted Lori to ask me, is there anything Aaron really wants for Christmas? I could kind of put a word in for you.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
No, I don't. Especially not with the week we've just had. Christmas is cancelled. But I don't mind. I just got my my custom, so that's my Christmas gift to myself. Okay. Jack Wickwire, there are 3 types of people: those that can count, those that can't. Yes, that was a joke, everybody. Rear bracing and a thinner neck. Oh, thank you for this information. Steel scallop, rear bracing, thinner neck. Oh, the neck is thinner. 1 3/4 inch on the 37. Do you mean the nut is thinner or the actual feel of the neck is thinner, Mark? Andora's Revenge, I think it's called, have a long scale and an OM, like an OM, and a short scale like a triple O. Some days are short and some are long. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Is that a song? If not, it should be. The 37 is forward. Okay, forward shifted. And the reimagined are all forward shifted, right, Maury?
Yes.
Yeah. Old W30, I think a guitar with some compression is good for vocals, something like an all hog CEO9, etc. Also depends on your vocals as well, doesn't it? Like the range of your voice and the sound and the tone of your voice. The bass is more defined. I think it has better mids and more articulate. I don't know. I want a 37 aged. I want that one that Tommy played, Maury. Never know what happened to that guitar.
I was there. I saw you all over it.
Maybe he bought it. Maybe he bought it. Do I support a football club? I don't. So I'm sorry. All I do is Google guitars. What did I do before Google? How did I look at guitars? I used to go to guitar stores, I think. Not that often though. Google's definitely fed this addiction.
Yahoo, right?
Yeah. I was on the internet. So I was on the internet when I was 16, 17. I was right at the forefront there, and I was chatting with a friend of mine. We were in a music duo last night. I mean, he was talking about how we played together. It was 21 years ago. We were talking about our gigs we used to play.
Wow.
That took me back. But back then I wasn't into gear at all. I did more writing, more recording. I'm definitely more into the gear side of things now, and of course YouTube and the internet supports that. And it's just different. Everything's different. I saw a video the other day. They were saying that like bands are dead. Like no one will do bands anymore. We'll all just do internet solo shows and collaborations and use backing tracks. And I think that's true, especially at the moment. I think it's really sad as well.
Sure.
And referring back to the Beatles thing, give them credit to start with just how they even stayed together that long, right? That's the first thing. It's not easy. Well, I'm just saying with the Beatles, like they were together a long time, very intensely working on all his albums, and you got to give them credit just for that. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. But then again, maybe we'll go full circle and get VR and have a VR band. So it'll come back again. Pooh Ninja, wish I could read. Jack Wickwire's comment looks funny. What? The real thing, I know we can theoretically EQ anything when we plug in, but then really why does anything matter if we just fix it in EQ anyway? Well, I agree. That's my thing about digital and the Kemper and these things. Like, doesn't the Kemper just say, is the amp I'm recreating clean or distorted, and just take have like one of each, and then just take if it hears a distorted sound, takes a distorted model and shapes that to be like that one, and that kind of does make you think, well, what's the point? Like, in a way. But that's the beauty of live, isn't it? That's what I say about pickups. You're not hearing the guitar, and this is a Martin quote too. You're not hearing the guitar, you're hearing the pickup.
Yeah.
When you hear a guitar plugged in. Yeah, a lot of this talk we're having today is about sitting in the room and playing the guitar. I agree. For yourself, of course. It's a different thing. I don't know how to say your name. Is it Mikhail?
Mr.
Please,
A.
Mr. Is it Ash or Ash? Please let me know how to pronounce your name in the chat. I'm going to say it wrong. I'll say Mikhail. And welcome here. I think you're new here. Good to see you. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to Aaron Short Music and Maury's Music as well. Thank you very much. I just bought... Oh, I just keep playing that logo. I'll just let it go. There we go. Alright, I just bought a brand new 0018 and it's good for strumming and fingerstyle, but tempted by the 0028 for exclusively fingerpicking and fingerstyle. I tried one in person a week ago and it sounded amazing. So, congrats, get it. Could be Engelman. 007, very good. Ding, 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 ding. You got it. That was Engelman. Looks like 0018 Authentic. No, it was 0018 Custom Engelman. It is indeed just beautiful. Cool custom. Jack Wickwire. Jack Wickwire! That strumming sounds darn good to me. No swearing here, Roeth. Darn good. Mark Henry, I think I need one more guitar. A Sinker CEO 7. There you go.
Ooh,
Get that custom.
Cool.
Get that custom and send me photos of that. Yep. I wish it didn't take me 10 years to discover double O's, says Roeth.
Yeah.
Well, I wish it didn't take me 10 years to discover making a YouTube channel, Roeth. So, there we go. We all live and learn. Sergio says that custom was beautiful. Beautiful. Did you write the last finger picking thing? I really love that one. He played that last time too. Which one was that? Was that the da 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 da?
That's a marching
ingrained
band
in
thing
my
from
mind.
Football.
Play it again. Play it again.
If you mean this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's an original tune of mine, and I actually got to play that the right way with 3-part harmony and vocals back in the summertime. A guy that I used to play with came home from Virginia, and we put the most sloppy band reunion in the world together. It was so much fun, but we were so rusty. But we did that song actually really well. That's funny. It like just snapped right into place.
Just had an email about the NAMM show. So they're actually doing that Believe in Music thing again in January.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there'll be any new Martin releases to kind of coincide with that.
Nice try, but my lips are sealed.
Darn it. We may be doing something really cool in January, but we're not going to confirm it because we're going to wait till close to the time. But stay tuned for that one, and that will coincide with that as well. We're not going to talk about that yet, more in case plans change. But stay tuned for a potential cool thing happening in January. Mark Diva says both. Nice playing, says Mark.
Thank you.
A question from C. McGee. Is the modified V-neck on the CEO 7 the same size and shape as the modified V of the Clapton 0028, or does it differ from year to year, model to model? I've read that they are different.
It doesn't vary year to year. You don't have to buy like a 2016 CEO 7 for a different neck than the 2019 CEO 7, or even cross-platform to the Clapton. I think there might be something extremely similar. They're extremely unique to the Clapton that's really, really subtle. But I don't remember if I'm right. And even if I am, I wouldn't go so far as to say that most people would notice the neck on a CEO 7 versus the Clapton. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if you put them both under a microscope. Something might be a little bit off. And I can't remember if it's just maybe where the guitar gets wider happens sooner on a Clapton. But when I say that, I don't think it's even worth really mentioning from playing them back to back.
Eric Clapton, yeah. No Eric Clapton speak in the chat, please. It's been a bit rife this week on social media.
Oh, has it? Oh, I'm not following. Sorry.
Yeah, so Clapton guitars only allowed. Steve Denny says, Maury, get Aaron an artificial leg for Christmas. It will be a stocking stuffer.
Okay.
Stocking, put your leg in the stocking, stuff the stocking.
I thought he knew something about your leg isn't working right, though. I must have missed that part.
Well, actually, my legs aren't working right. Mark Diva, I would consider an M36 or an older 0028 Eric Clapton. So why an older 0028 Eric Clapton? I got a question, Maury. Is there going to be a price increase next year? Does that happen every year or only now and again? Or we don't know.
When it happens, it's almost always at the beginning of the calendar year. It's rare to say it won't happen, but quite honestly, I don't remember seeing literature that's warning us of it. It doesn't mean it won't happen, but probably is how I would answer that.
Ooh. So, get your Christmas gifts now.
Yeah, off the record, and I don't mean to say this as a sales pitch, whether you're buying from us or someone else, if you see a guitar that you like in stock somewhere and you're probably ready to buy because you're not unsure of what you want, my advice is grab it. I don't mean to hurry your purchase decision. I don't mean to skip any steps or rush to judgment. But if you know what you want and you know somebody does have it, and you're just, I don't know what I should do, my vote is grab it, because it's been very tough to replenish inventory everywhere. I won't speak for anybody else, but I just know how the market is. We have a lot of inventory right now. It's making us feel a little bit confident, but to sell one to you tomorrow and then replace that is such a slow process. If you're not sure what you want, of course, you never want to rush, and buy the wrong thing. But if you know what the right thing is and your favorite store has it, plus to Aaron's point, what if the prices go up in January? It's, it won't be a bunch, but it's not going to go down.
I got a few things sitting right here I haven't reviewed yet that have both these things have gone, actually all three things, everything on my right here, I've got 3 things, have all gone up in price this year.
Oh.
Yeah, and I bought them all before the price increase, which is, so I definitely learned my lesson there. Yeah, again, we're not saying you should buy just in case, but I'll talk from my experience, Maury. Like, I was just thinking the other day, even the guitars I bought 4 years ago and then sold are now a lot more money. Like when I first moved to America, and I had I'm thinking back to like the OM28 Retro and those guitars, like they were so much more and the weird thing now is the used ones go for much more than they were new back then, but that's also in relation to the cost of the new ones now. Of course we all know about inflation and this stuff, but yeah, that is a good gear tip to bear in mind. Phil McKnight was saying on Friday, I do love his show. Not just because he wears my shirt. He's been very supportive of me, but he's also just got a great channel and great thoughts, because he used to own a music store himself, Maury. So he actually said he made a good point, or he made a point on the show. On his show, he's like, are these main brands like Martin, Fender, Gibson, these ones that have the legacy names behind them, are they going to be unobtainable in the future? Especially, I'm talking about like a D28, an HG28, and OM42. I'm talking about the higher end name branded guitars, because the more affordable stuff is getting better, but we all know that, and the Martins and Fenders and things are getting more expensive. Is there going to be a point in, say, 10 years when they're going to be out of some people's price range completely because of the way they go up? I don't know. That's a good question. Who knows what will happen in 10 years, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the moral of that story is, if there's something you like, then get that. I was just talking to Rainsong the other day. They used to sell the Smoky guitar for around $1,400, and now their most affordable guitar is around like $28. They don't do the more affordable ones anymore.
Wow.
And I said to them, I said, bring it back. You'll sell millions. Bring that guitar back at that price point. They said, no, they want to focus on the ones, obviously the more expensive ones make more money, right? I presume. Yeah. And they're also a much smaller company than like Martin and Taylor. But yeah, it's amazing how it, just in my time on YouTube, and even like when I met Kooky like around 2015, when I was trying lots of different guitars and pickups, and just how things have changed. I mean, I know 6 years is a long time, but things have really changed in 6 years in regards to that. So, don't wait another 6 years to buy a guitar like this, because it'll be a lot more money. Julian says, and hi Julian, I'm seeing lots of new names all the time, and it's really encouraging. It's great. I love it. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I know this isn't about this, Aaron, but wanted to come by and say thanks for doing your video on Rainsong. That was a coincidence. On the Rainsong 25th anniversary with Dave. Yeah, Dave is a good friend of mine. Just got it and love it. I have a Martin too and love it. And I was actually saying to Dave, or Dave said to me, that anniversary guitar he thinks is the best sounding guitar they make. So congratulations on that. And we were also having the whole conversation about humidity, and I was telling him that right now the kitchen was 25%, and he was saying you wouldn't have that problem with the Rainsong. And I said, yeah, I always mention that when we do the humidity stuff, that you can get a carbon guitar, blah, 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 blah. He said, yeah, I know. He's cool. And he's cool, Maury, because he owns lots. I think he's got over 100 guitars.
My God.
Yeah, so he's got more guitars at home than you've got in the store, I think. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding on both fronts. But he's a great guy, and what I like about him is that he does play all the other guitars, and he gets that thing. He's cool. He's been a good friend. That one says, isn't Mikhail? Says that one. Yeah, we like that song.
Thank you.
And why don't you play the original Maury's Music theme anymore? I'm very disappointed. The DCG, E minor. I know you got a lot of hate mail. I know you got a lot of hate comments and spam comments. Don't you play anything else? And you seem to have abandoned it. For the holidays, for today, I'd like you to bring it back, and I'd like to have the original Maury's Music theme as performed by Maury Rutch, the original. So why don't you play that anymore?
I do.
I've not heard that in a long time.
Oh, you're not listening to the right videos. I just did that 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. I have one using with flat picking. Great song. String advice. We'll give you our string advice in a nutshell. Right now I'm using Martin SP Lifespan 12s on nearly everything, and I use elixirs on guitars that I don't play very often. For example, like this guitar hanging on the wall, that's my Rain song. I might use elixirs on that just because it's always hanging up and it's then exposed to the elements where the other guitars are in their cases. I think they are my go-to. And I might use 13s on a Dread, but I tend to stick to 12s. Over to Maury Rutch.
It's going to be boring, but the same thing for me with the Martin side of things. I do play the MA 540Ts, which is the phosphor bronze treated authentic acoustic from Martin. And I have the opportunity to play anything from the wall. We do everything from DR, Elixir, John Pierce. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple of brands, Diodario. And I do experiment with Diodario once in a great while, and I always come back to the Martin. Just personal preference, not necessarily much better than anything else. I think if I'm being really truthful, everything we sell, all those brands I mentioned, they hold up pretty well. But I think maybe it's something I get used to, but I like what the Martin authentic 540T sound like to me. And that's on my OM28V and my 0028VS.
Yeah, I always think I should like Diodario more or something, but the Martins do work well on the Martins. That's not to say you have to use Martin strings on Martin guitars. But right now I am using Martin strings on Martin guitars and Fender strings on Fender guitars, electric guitars. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, I'm not being a total fanboy here. I've tried everything and I've always come back to those. And they do work really well. And they feel good too. It's not just the sound, it's the feel. I always think the elixirs have more tension on them. And I don't like that. I should probably just go down a gauge. It might fix that for me. But yeah, I don't know. The Martins are good. And they seem to last, I've said this before, they seem to last longer these days. 5 years ago when I used to play the version before they have now, they used to go bad. They used to corrode really fast, really quickly, like immediately. But the ones now last me quite a long time. So they either my the makeup of my body and DNA is improved, or the strings were changed. They were changed a few years ago. I remember they changed them.
Yeah.
And everyone said, "Oh no, they've changed them. Get the old ones quick." And now I think people like the new ones. Another question for Maury: does Martin make a 15 series version of the Little Martin LXM15?
Not the Little Martin. They do that in the Junior, but they don't make that in the LXM. That would be cool.
I have an Ed Sheeran LXM. I always forget about it because I never play it. Greg says, nice to catch a live show. Saw you on Film at Night's channel Friday. My 2 favorites. Awesome. Thank you, Greg. So kind. Yeah, it really meant a lot to me that he wore the shirt. We switched shirts, right? I posted a picture of the shirt he sent me. It was his logo with an acoustic guitar where the electric guitar should be. I thought that was so awesome.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so I'll wear that soon. It meant a lot to me because I sent him mine in return. We did a swap, and he wore mine like the week after, which was amazing. And then he wore it again this week. It's been a few months. I thought it might be like a one and done thing, but he's worn it a few times in different videos. And people have always asked him, like, where'd you get that shirt from? It's great. So great. So great. But I do need some new ones for next year.
People ask me where I got this mug.
There you go. I think the mug is my favorite.
I don't tell them. But...
Oh! I thought Spoon said something about the Eric Clapton has the modern heel where the CEO has the 30s style heel, which makes it a bit tubbier along the neck, but especially at the heel. Yeah, there is variation in that neck. I remember him saying that. If you want the full story, go back and watch the last 300 episodes of this show. We'd have to confirm with Spoon. Roeth seems to have taken the place of Spoon Phillips here lately, I must say.
Seems like it.
Which is great. So do confirm with Spoon and let us know, Roeth. I'd appreciate it.
Fun fact, when that phone dinged a few minutes ago, that was Spoon.
Aha. Saying, you've got it all wrong. Turn off the stream. Mark says, great advice, Maury. I'm buying that guitar based on the market.
Thank you. Thank you.
Old says, Roeth, that's how I remember it too. CEO 7 was similar to the Mod V on a different signature guitar. For which one? Not Clapton. Yeah, there is variation. Mark's got to go. Thanks, Aaron and Maury. Merry Christmas all. Play hard with the heart. I agree. So, Mark, make sure you're subscribed and ring the bell. We're both going to be going live this week. I may go live at unscheduled time this week, as long as you to do some holiday songs and get the most of the graphics I just purchased before the stream. But recoup this money. No, but what was I going to say? My sense of humor keeps tripping me up all the time. But yeah, ring the bell and then you'll see if anything happens or when it happens. You'll be notified is what I'm trying to say. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Chalerism, I need Martin to make a 14 fret OM slop shoulder body. You mean slope, right? Or sloppy. Slope shoulder body, a triple OL maybe, a CEO.1. Well, just, yeah, go and order, stop talking about it. Go and order the customs. Put your money where your mouth is and send me the pictures so I can enjoy it. Juba guitar maybe, yep. Old W30, I thought it was a Jeff Tweedy 0015 DB. Interesting, I don't know. Why get a carbon guitar when you can get 3 or 4 backpackers? Well, let me reply to that, my friends at Rainsong. Why get a backpacker? And I'm done. There we go.
I like that. I'm going to use that one later.
I finished my set on last week with, I'm going to finish by performing the song Silent Night. Thank you. That was Silent Night. See you next time. I'm so proud of the jokes I make up. Rowan says the 4-chord progression would be even more classic if we had the metronome click track with it. I actually like that progression. Why is that? Did you used to have a metronome click with it?
I don't believe so. I wonder if that's in time or not. I don't know if that's a joke about my timing or a compliment about my timing, but I don't think so. Good question.
Please clarify, Roeth. I don't know what you mean by that. I should visit the Dear... Oh, no, was it I looked this up because I was going to do a video about them last week about the plugs for the sound hole. And I looked up how to say it. I always do this. I always look up how to say things and always forget how you do it. I was going to make a video about these. How do you say it? It's not Diodario. Is it Daddario?
I thought it was Diodario.
Daddario? They put it on.
You might be trying to say Daddario. Is that what you mean?
How to say I always thought it was Diodario. Because the first person that says it in a store is what gets in your brain and it stays there. Google have this thing now where they tell you how to pronounce words, but I used that on the Noel Gallagher guitar for how to pronounce Adidas, and it was and someone corrected me in the chat. It was wrong. I was like, I got it from Google. It has to be right. So the new feature on Google was wrong as well. What you have to do is obviously go to the company's like YouTube channel and watch them talk on there.
What did you find out?
Someone put Diodario. I don't think that was it. This is the kind of Dadario. No. I can't find it now. I found it for that video and it just like took me forever. And in the end, in the video, I didn't release this video. I didn't do it right, but in the end, I was just like, you can get one of these. you got to have a name that people can pronounce, or it's total disaster. Anyway, Vic says I should visit the factory. They're writing your name, but I know, and I actually mentioned that to them at Summer NAMM, but the person I spoke to was leaving. But I would love to do a video where I go to where they originally made stuff in Queens, and then goes to the new factory in Long Island. I have lots of ideas. It's just like getting people to agree to these things and then having the time, and everyone's so busy right now catching up with demand and everything. Yeah. These things are all things I'd like to do in the near future. More on location stuff, as I've said before. It's just hard right now, especially where I am. I remember some of Maury's demos way back had a click track in them. There you go. That's when Maury was starting out and practicing his timing.
Wow, really? I believe you, but I don't remember that.
Daddy Ario. Oh, I don't know. That stuff drives me crazy. It starts to mess with my head. I'm so used to saying Daddario, but I know that's wrong. Okay, so Lone Guy, another new name there. Good to see you. Hi all, great show. Is it okay to ask an opinion? Yes, it is, as long as you subscribe and ring the bell for future videos on aaronshortmusic.com. Oh, and buy a Sandhorse Sniffer mug from Teespring in the description below. Is it okay to ask opinion on a different model than it? Yeah. Well, hello. Today's hour and a half has been about 5 minutes on the. No, actually, about more than that. Maybe 20 minutes on 0028. We were just discussing this last week.
We spent 5 minutes on the 0018.
I know. Last week I actually released an official apology that we didn't discuss the guitar enough, because I was so sure we'd get a comment down below saying what happened to the guitar. But what I've come to realize, and we were discussing this between us last week at the end of the show, this show is more about, I think, the chat and just the guitars in general. So the topic of the week really is just like an interlude. We talk about it a bit and we play it. Maury plays it 3 times throughout the show, or more about the show, and then the chat is the focus. I think the chat is so important with this show, and and Maury's got demos on his channel anyway. I'm sure he'll have more like later on today where you can actually see the guitar and he can timestamp the video. But I think that the chat has become. I say give people what they want, and the chat has become just general chat, and I think it keeps it really interesting each week, so we'll stick with that. So that was a long answer to your question, which is yes. The short answer is yes. And Lone Guy subscribe. Thank you. Is it okay to ask a different opinion of a different model? Yeah, ask away. We're coming to the end, but we'll take your question as the last question, since you're new here. David said, how is the move going to your new building, Maury? Any progress?
Really slow. We were told that they were going to turn on the electricity 2 weeks ago, and that's going to happen this Wednesday. And to put it in perspective, we have a 5,000 square foot building. We're going to move into about 45 feet of it on Wednesday into Thursday. So we're starting with a little bit of a, when I say that, just like an overflow. We can put empty guitar cases, empty guitar boxes. Things that just get in the way here. Until we're into the new building, it's probably going to be safe to say spring. But we graduated from just talking about getting it electricity hooked up, and we have one room drywalled and not painted yet. But it's going to be a slow process. But we're finally able to, throw some boxes, cases, and extra junk out of our way here, and that'll give us a lot of freedom to be a little bit less grumpy bumping into things here, and that's a fresh start, so we love it.
I can't wait to if you need a hand moving guitars, Maury, I'll bring the car down.
Well, you bring a big car, because we're moving. We live a block away from this store, and the new store is halfway between this store and our house, and my friends joke that we're just tired of this commute.
Wow, it's right next door.
If you walked out of this store towards my house, halfway there you would see the new store.
I know what you're going to do. You're going to make this store you're in now the YouTube studios, and then that's going to... Oh, no. You're going to make that store the YouTube studio.
Maybe.
You need a new electrician. I'll come and do it for you. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's what we should have done. Christmas lights.
Yeah. You see, you got the wrong guy. Give me a call next time.
I will.
Oops. No warranty. You're not covered. So, okay, we got a question. We'll finish with Lone Guy's question. I'll just read through the rest. Dave Belcher says, how's the move going? It's going well. Rosalind says, it's Italian. Daria.
I'll take who cares for 200.
I need to look it up. There's actually a video where someone goes around the NAM show. Like, how do you say your company's name? How do you say your company's name? How do you say it to all the booths? Every booth. Every booth. How do you say your company's name? So Martin, that's an easy one. Old says, Monday is more a weekly get-together with Martin Guitars as the centerpiece. Kind of like gossip at a quilting bee, I guess, but with guitar gossip. I agree. I like that. It feels good. It's just like people getting together, just discussing. But then we have the focus of the week, which is this guitar. I think it's... I like it. And no one's complained, so I won't change anything. Lone Guy says, I haven't... Okay, this is the last question, everybody. Then we're going to say goodbye. I've got to get my Christmas cards written and order my Christmas guitar. I mean, watch out for the scams online, too, because, you know, I ordered my family gifts and these guitars showed up. Be very careful. Lone Guy says, I have... That's such an overplayed joke on social media, but it still just cracks me up. It still cracks me up. I haven't played acoustic. Okay, let's do this question and we'll call it a day. I haven't played an acoustic in years. And thinking of the GPC 16 Mahogany. What do you think of that guitar? I have 3 in mind. The D18, the D28, and the GPC 16. So Lone Guy has not played an acoustic in years. What would you choose? I mean, this ties in what we were talking about earlier, doesn't it? What would you choose? The D18, the D28, or the GPC 16? So let's break this down. This is a great example of what we were talking about at the start, right? So I guess the first thing we have to ask is, like we said, like, what do you play, right? So Lone Guy, if you're there, quickly put in the chat, what kind of music do you play? What style do you play? Do you use a pick? Do you play fingerstyle? Do you play a mixture of the two? Some bands that you play, that kind of thing. I think that has to be the first question. Do you agree, Maury?
I do. I really can't begin to answer until we know some of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So put that in the chat. Lone Guy says GPC is easier on the wallet, but wonder if I should wait and save up, etc. Okay, well, just wait for that one.
I can answer that. Well, I can answer that by asking a question. If you're the kind of person that will always have your eye on what you wanted to save for, and you tell yourself, if you're being honest with yourself, if you're settling, it's better to wait. Wait and get what you want. Buy it once.
Yes.
If you think there's an equal opportunity that the one you buy first might be the one, that's okay. But there's customers of mine that are like, I want a D18, and then they'll go on this big, long,
will this do?
On the phone.
Will this get me there? Yeah.
The very first thing you said was you want a D18. You'll look at D18s as often as Aaron's looking at stuff on the internet, and it'll never go away. Yeah. So, I mean, and that I'll preface that by saying, if you don't mind having the wrong thing for a year or so, and then sell it later, if you get along with that idea, that's not terrible. But if you're hoping to like the other thing as much, don't kid yourself. We really can't answer that as good as you can. But I would say wait. Especially
as you're here in a show like this, you're probably if you're in a chat like this, I've just got a feeling it's better to save up and get what you really want. Having said that, we have said in the past that some of the other guitars sound really good, and we're drawn to them. So we've got an answer here. Old says, do I need his address? Oh, what, for a guitar? No, it's the other way around, my friend. Who Ninja says D28 Victor. Oh, that was Phil McKnight actually that did that show. How do you say your name?
Was it? See?
Oh, cool. There we go. Great guy. What a guy. Oh, it's W30 Lone Guy. What guitar did you play in the past? Good question as well. What are you coming from?
Great question.
Dreadnoughts are tougher on the shoulder. Good point. Also, yeah, like what's your how tall are you? Things like that are also a thing to consider. So Lone Guy says this will help then. So I play electric from heavy to mellow stuff, looking to play some acoustic rock songs and blues. Okay, that helps. Okay. So let's go back to the original question then, which was, I haven't played an acoustic in years and think of GPC 16 mahogany. What do you think of that guitar? Now, actually, for what you're talking about, I think the GPC 16 could be a way to go. You're playing like acoustic rock and blues. And I mean, this is such a deep topic, because then it's like, why are you considering the D18, the D28? Why are you not considering the OM28? If you put the OM28 in there, I might have said that. Save up for an OM28 for rock and blues. But since you're talking about the GPC 16, it's like, well, maybe. And also, do you need electronics? Do you need a pickup in there? The GPC 16, I presume, has a pickup, right, Maury? Because most Martin colorways have a pickup in them.
It does, and I'm wondering, how important is the cutaway? Is it a feature that you like or that you need? I guess you don't need it, or you wouldn't think of the other two guitars.
You know what we're trying to figure out here for our friend Lone Guy is really the basis of this whole show, isn't it? It's starting out with what do I get? Do I need that cutaway? No, I don't need the cutaway. And then 6 days later, I need the cutaway as well. And then I got the GPC. Yeah, I want that shape, not the Dreadnought. And then a month later, I want the Dreadnought shape to go with it. So this is not an easy question. And you really should try and play some guitars and watch what your idols play and watch other people online and their streams and find something that you like. I like the GPC for practicality. I like it as a gigging guitar. From what you're saying about being an electric player, I think out of those guitars, I'll give you my opinion and I'll let Maury finish. But I think from what you're saying with what you play, which is electric guitar, and just based off those three, I would go for GPC 16. Because I just think if you're used to an electric guitar, you'll be more comfortable with that. You can plug it in. You're used to playing an electric guitar, you can plug in, and the GPC will get you there. And then I would wait to see about a larger guitar if you feel the need for one later on, or even an OM. I think a GPC 16 is, yes, it's more affordable, but that also means you can take it out and do like jam nights and use it as if you get something else in the future, it can be a backup to that guitar. I think the GPC 16 might be the way to go, Lone Guy. And I'll let Maury finish this, but let me just, one more comment from him. I mostly just like the 16, but also the 18 as well. Also, I was thinking on starting with a GPC and saving for a second later on. There you go. I just said that. So that's the answer. Perhaps the 18 or 28. Yeah, or something else. You know, once you watched all our shows and decided which one's the best for you. But let's get Maury's opinion, because everyone's answering that. I'll let everyone else read in the chat. I won't put them up. We come to the end. Maury, what's your opinion? So, what would you advise Lone Guy to do?
Well, I think Aaron made a lot of good points. Don't forget, good or bad, the GPC 16 has a triple O depth, so it's not as deep as a traditional GPC. Not that GPC is traditional at all, but the D28 and the other guitars, they're going to have the full Dreadnought depth. The GPC 16 is going to be more shallow. I know a lot of people that like the GPC 16 because of what it sounds like, and they find those other guitars boomy, uncomfortable, both. So it's still going to depend on a lot of what you're thinking of. But Aaron looks like he has a good point he's going to make. This
one, SC13E. I still haven't really played one, but people love them.
Oh, yeah.
And that, I'm just thinking, you're coming from electric guitar to go straight into a Dreadnought is a big change. And someone said at the start of the show that they're not comfortable with the guitar they just got because compared to their other guitar. So I just think like an SC13E, although it's very non-traditional, even more so than the GPC. Yeah. But yeah, I've just got a feeling that something like that will make you more comfortable. And then like you said yourself, you can get a higher end Martin later on. Real Ting said Acoustasonic, which is a good point, but I think he wants to get a Martin. So I would say, yeah, I stick with my original answer. It says, thank you guys. You're welcome. And we've reviewed a lot of these guitars. So if you are new here, go back and watch those other older episodes. Sadly, they don't feature the Santa hat. I apologize for that. If you're coming from electric guitar land, yes, that might be good. David Belcher's comment is true there. So yeah, that's great. All right. So like I said before, we're going to call it a day. subscribe, ring the bell on Aaron Short Music and Maury's Music. I'll be live for Gear Chat Wednesday and Sunday. We're going to be here next Monday, right, Maury?
We are, yep.
I would like to do like a review of the year. Like just run down the list of videos we did and just talk about the guitars and the things we spoke about and just like summarize the year. You up for that?
Cool. Yes, I'll have them all ready.
I didn't mean that, but feel free to go through that list, Maury, and pick out some you have in stock and then show us those guitars during the stream. That'd be good.
Excellent.
I think it'll be nice. Very casual, even more casual than this next Monday because everyone's kind of in the holiday spirit. And we'll just run down the year that we just had. A lot of people are doing that now, like the best of the year, what they liked, what they didn't.
Sure.
So just discuss the things we spoke about this year and the people we had on, and we can talk about Spoon and Clayton and everyone. And Robert, yeah, that'd be great. And we can reflect on Some and Am again and all this stuff. That'd be really cool. All right. So Robert says, end of year review sounds neat. I'll be there. Excellent. Okay, everyone's saying Happy Christmas and good night. Yeah, but subscribe and ring the bell because both me and Maury will be going live this week, playing songs and doing other videos as well. So come and join us if you can. We really would appreciate it. And now to finish the show, Maury's going to play you out. So once again, thanks for being here. Really appreciate your support. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for supporting my channel. Share this with a friend. Do us a favor, if you're ever in one of those Martin groups on Facebook and they're talking about guitars, share our videos in there because it's much better when it comes from you than when it comes from us, like as with everything else. And I'll let Maury play us out. Happy holidays,
guys,
everybody.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
Yep.
Same to you, Aaron.
Yep, I'll talk to you before then for my Christmas gift.
Okay.
I know it's in the mail. Thank you, David Belcher. Appreciate it. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Maury Christmas!